King Buranta runs a digital agency focused on crafting the brand and identity of small businesses. I started by asking him the role technology has played in his career as a graphic designer. Enjoy this chat with another amazing young Nigerian.
I started out with a phone, which was even really a good phone. It wasn't an iPhone, so I had to struggle with that. But somehow I was able to proceed to laptops. But my laptops weren't really the best back then. I had to struggle a lot with them. It wasn't even mine, I had to use my parents' devices. So I somehow managed a few years with that. I managed a few years and I was able to do some jobs, but not at the level that I should have been able to. But now I feel like I can take on most jobs because I have the system that can handle all of that. The rendering time has greatly reduced. The display is a lot better. I can see more colors. I don't need to. There would be no situation where I would create something on my laptop and send it to my client, and it doesn't look the way it's supposed to look like. So that also extends to the phone that I use. It's a lot better than it was before. I can even transfer all my work through the cloud to my phone. So everything is linked, everything is faster. I'm able to work better, able to work quicker.
In other words, it's nearly impossible to function effectively as a graphic designer without technology.
Graphic design really stands on technology. Graphic design is art, but then you can't really do anything without a proper system. You can struggle, like I said earlier on, but for you to work optimally, you need something that can stand up to today's resolutions. The higher the resolution, the more processing power things like that would take. So for you to work to your best capabilities, you need the best that you can get.
The world today is hungry for great designs because of social media and the likes. What are the elements of a great design?
Well, that's a lot. The elements of great design, first of all, it needs to communicate what the design is for, because design mainly is communication and problem solving. So if your design is beautiful, it doesn't matter how many colors you use, how many typefaces you use. If you design something and it doesn't hit the nail on the head, then you've wasted your time. You've wasted your client's time. So there are some designs that are so simple, but what they were designed for has been achieved. So first you need to create a design that is able to communicate what it's supposed to communicate. Then you look at the next most important thing is typography. Typography needs to be perfect. Typography is so wide in scope, but some people push it to the side. But it's actually one of the most important things in design. Next is you need to look at the colors that you use. The colors have different emotions that they evoke. Red, blue, all of them, they have different emotions. They make you feel something when you see them. Then after that, you need to look at how everything is balanced on your design. Everything needs to play off each other. They need to all play off each other. It's a long, detailed thing, elements of design.
Are you aware of certain tools that make it easy for people to get into graphic design? For example, Canva. Do you see that as a threat to what you do?
No, I don't see them as a threat. Funny enough, the other day, like 2 nights ago, I was using Canva for one of my friends who is not a designer, but he uses Canva. So then he called me up and he told me that he's struggling with something. And now this thing he was struggling with could have been solved like that in Photoshop or in Illustrator. But then I had to spend almost 30 minutes trying to fix this thing because it wasn't designed for, Canva, it wasn't designed for intensive design work. It's like when you compare these website builders like WordPress, Squarespace, to coders who create websites, to UX designers, to UI designers. You can, for the regular person, they can just pick up WordPress and create something. But then, if you really want something that's different, that is unique, and that is the best out there, you have to hire a very good coder, a very good UI person, UX designer, you know, to get the best. So it's kind of like the same thing. You wouldn't use Canva to create a style guide for your company. You wouldn't use Canva to create a logo for yourself, for your company. So I don't see it as a threat. It's just something that makes life for people a little bit easier. But no, it's not a threat.
So it brings up another interesting point, which is the issue of pricing. A lot of customers, a lot of times, will say that a tool like Canva is easy to use, and therefore you guys shouldn't charge very high. How do you manage pricing?
Pricing is a bit difficult to explain because there are different models of pricing. Some people price by the hour, some price by the week, some price by the job. I prefer to price. I don't like to set a fixed price. Depending on how important that thing is to your clients, you should be able to adjust the price. Like if you come to me now and you want a logo in the next 5 hours, I obviously wouldn't charge you what I'm gonna charge someone who would give me at least 2 weeks to come up with concepts, you know. So, so yeah, the same thing applies to Canva. Canva, like I said, is just something anyone can pick up. I mean, if you're gonna equate my skills to Canva, then you can just do it yourself, because it's obviously not gonna, whatever you do on Canva will not be up to par with what someone like me or a very good designer would do. If you care about your image, if you care about your company, if you care about what you're putting out there, then Canva would just be something you would use for maybe social media posts or the like. My
final question to you will be around tools like AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the likes. How do you think it will affect your job as a graphic designer in the nearest future?
I honestly will not even be able to give a definite answer, because with the progress that AI is moving at now, the future is pretty uncertain for a lot of businesses. But what I can say is that at least for the next 50 years,
Maybe sooner than that, though.
It may be sooner than that, but I'm hoping that in the next 50 years at least we'll still have a job, still have jobs rather. But the one thing that AI can't take from the business is the spontaneity of the human mind. You know, I feel like the human mind plays a really big role in these different aspects. Not just.
Are you sure about this quantum computing?
Yeah, quantum computing. Even right now, quantum computing isn't as error-free as even. I mean, it's pretty fast. It's faster than we can think of, you know. But then it's not 100% error-free. It still has its flaws. So I don't think for now it's not gonna play an issue.
Okay, it's been great chatting with you. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All the best.
Thank you.
You've heard from King. He learned most of what he knows today online. The big question is, does any young person really have an excuse? This young man is passionately pursuing his dream of running a top-notch digital creative agency. I certainly wish him all the best, and I encourage more young people to follow their dreams and leverage technology to become better at what they do. That's our show for today, but the conversation continues online. Please post on social media. And don't forget, you can see these and previous editions of the show on the channel's TV YouTube account or via my blog cfatech.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.